Bigfooties, where are you? I actually heard that last night, and I'm like, how did I not think of that before, too? Bigfooties, or Bigfooters, it's what it is, but I'm gonna call it Bigfooties. Anybody remember the creepy sloth meme, like back in the day? I'm talking about like 2012, 13 time. The sloth would say creepy things and whisper stuff in your ears. Well, I'm not a creepy sloth, but do imagine me saying big footies in your ear and hooty hooty hoo. You've been summoned. I mean, who am I kidding? Sometimes I summon myself and I don't arrive, so it's forgiven, you know? I really hope everyone had a good weekend. Get ready to start it up on a Monday. Unless you're already on Monday, then you're already starting it up. But it's going to be a good week. We're rolling into June, y'all. Where the heck is time going? Even all the different time zones and different countries, states, all the things, we still have the same days, you know? Like, we still have, like, Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Sunday. And we're going to be starting June 1st, which is wild. 6 months until Christmas. Like, I can't handle it. They may have. They're tweaking the phone. Oh, well, educate me. you, Leo Virgo cusp. I'm like, I guess she did cross over, but you could still celebrate her birthday, right? Is there still king? I don't know about any of this stuff. I should probably know, but does that make it a holiday then? That's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump did the same. Yeah, it's actually me, Stephen. I'm the fish. And I've turned into two fish now. What up, girl? You made it to the beach yesterday? In the tattoo Paula saloon? No, tattoo shop. I just did so many fish tanks. I moved some fish tanks around. I'm whooped. It's been a long day, y'all. What will this next week have in store for us all? How long are you by the beach for? Pretty sure that's Leo. You are a cusp. Well, right at the end, you're technically the first day of Virgo, but you would probably be a cusp. I'll have to look in my day of birth book. I didn't know that about it being a holiday, though. I'm like, don't give Trump any ideas. Oh, I thought yeah, there was a full moon at, I think it was like 4 something this morning. Another week, live it up, girl. You thinking about moving close to the water? I wonder if I can see it. It won't be sun dropped for a little bit longer. Well, that's interesting. I love me a good moon, y'all. But the crazies be coming out during the full moon. I'll tell you that much. Let's try it. That's why I went fishing yesterday. I was hoping, but it's probably real lit tonight and last night. If I would have stayed, I would have probably caught all the catfish in the ocean. My tarot card is actually the moon, so I really connect with the moon. Can be a double-edged sword sometimes. There's someone else that started coming in here. That's an Aquarius, Shayna. I'm like, it's interesting the signs I see more of than others. That's why I always ask. I like to see who I'm chilling with. Different frequencies, different vibes. Well, I know a few years or several years back they tried to change the horoscope signs. I'm like, no, no, no. We're not doing that, y'all. We ain't doing that. I don't know who these rip-off signs are, but I don't even remember what they were called. I wasn't gonna live by it. I was like, absolutely not. Now you're trying to make it complicated. Stay away from that. If it ain't broke, don't break it. If you guys want a good horoscope app, though, I've been using it for years. It's Daily Horoscope. It sounds generic, but I love that horoscope app. I've literally used it for like 15 years, long, long time. And then there's another one that has like a daily message, and I'll tell you like who you're compatible with for the day, your numbers, and then it has another section where you can pick 3 tarot cards. And that one's Astralis. It's like Astrolis or something. That one's pretty cool. I think Steven's run off. I'm gonna make you guys hug it out. It's gonna be like, ew. No, I mean, if you dig into your like horoscope stuff though, like if you know about yourself and you really like know and you take time to learn yourself, which I always think is important. That's how we like are better for others too. Like you see that the stuff isn't like vague and it really does resonate with you, or at least I feel so. And sometimes the messages are like that day, like when you're reading it, or it could be in a couple days. Like, I think a lot of people are like hard on it, like, it needs to tell me right now. And I'm like, well, nothing works that way. Just so you know. But it's nice to have like somewhat kind of a guidance. It's like helped me in so many scenarios. And I try to just read it whenever. I try to do it daily for sure, but in general, like whenever I'm gravitated to read it, sometimes I'll read it at night and I'm like, wow, I should have read this morning. But you quit. You could have taken a break, girl. Each is their own, though. I just like, I don't like actively like go to church and stuff, but I definitely believe in the stars and the messages they give us, and definitely believe in my angels and their guidance. So I appreciate it. Like there's like things that I'll be thinking and then it like says it and then it flourishes, and it's just, I don't know, I've really liked the tool throughout the years personally. Oh shit. Where'd he get a tat? Oh, I'll check it out. I was like, where'd he get a tat at? But I'll check it out. Your new Bible guide. I honestly love it. It really does guide me. There has been so many times where I'm like, oh my God, how does this shit know? Kiwi, wait, is that what Mela? Kiwi's the animal you were telling me about, Mela, and then Kiwi Bird by Nugget. Is that a band? Tell me more. Tell me more. Yeah, it is crazy how accurate it is. That's where I feel like we've lived this life before, and like, how the fuck does this shit know? But I'm like cool with it. It's trippy sometimes. It's trippy a lot of the time, but I like to feel like I'm a little ahead of the things that life throws at you, even though you're not always ahead. But it's cool to have the inklings and then see confirmations like that. How old are you, Doss? Yeah, I don't watch none of the basketball sheet. Oh, it's a song? Well, Mella's been telling me to look up Kiwi, and I finally looked up Kiwi and Moa yesterday. So I was like, wait, is this like coincidence? I was like, wait a minute. Hey, and I respect that each is their own. Like, honestly, like, I don't do none of the witchy shit, because there's enough shit that pops off that's like, what the hell? But I don't do none of the witchy stuff. And I don't do no Ouija, none of that. There's lines for me. But I believe that the angels and the divine guide you, and even in the Bible stories it tells you so, like how they did XYZ because someone told them through the divine or God or Jesus, however anyone wants to call it, that led them to do to XYZ. So I just like take the horoscope stuff as like almost a little Bible into spiritualist, or spirituality, spiritualist, like, I don't know. I'm definitely a can of worms when it comes to spirituality. But I do respect why, like, people feel like they're speaking to the dead, so to speak. But I feel like that's what you're doing anyway through the divine. But with anything, there's good and bad. Like, if you're sitting here doing some crazy fucking calls out and like, I don't even know, like, gibberish, you have no idea what you're even saying. And those kind of things I'm not with. And I don't do no spells, none of that shit. Yeah, the Kiwi was like, wait, what? Is this connected? I'm gonna have to check it out. I wonder, yeah, pull it up, Mela. I wonder if it's the animal that you told me about. That's so funny. What are the odds of that? Pear salad. Well, I'm gonna assume it's pear and it's a salad. What kind of dressing it got? That sounds fruity. I love a good fruit salad, y'all. Now I feel like the Wiggles. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Did you have it somewhere or you made it? And a cherry on top like a sundae? Do you put anything else in the mayo? You just mix it with the cheese and a cherry on top. I'm not a big fan of cherries. If it's mixed up, I'm not one of those people who can eat cherries wholes. Oh, you posted it too? Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. That sounds interesting, though. Mayo, I guess mayo and cheese does do good in a sandwich. The pear's got to be like a crazy compliment. Are you yanking my leg? I'm gonna make it. Someone said something about taking the hoisin sour shore sauce, the woozy woozy sauce, and putting it on a grilled cheese. And I made a bomb ass grilled cheese. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just dip it, because if this tastes like shit, I'll ruin my grilled cheese. And I'm so glad I just dipped it. It was awful. There's this salad at Sam's Club. It's like a sweet kale salad. And I wanted to make it because I have kale in the garden. But it's like a poppy seed dressing that they use. And that shit is so fire. There's some things I'm like, I'll just buy the bag. I'll just buy the bag. I looked up the ingredients. It was too much for me. I'm like, I'm out. What in the not a goldfish is going on here? What are you going to do for your last week? Oh my gosh, he can talk too. Y'all can just vibe it out. Much love to y'all. Honestly, everybody's welcome. Good vibes, good vibrations. I mean, good intentions. I would hope people would feel the same in here too, you know? We'll definitely go to the beach, live it up. I don't know if I got an answer, Master, that I'm not calling you that actually. The name alone. Oh, the question's better than I thought. I don't know. I'm a mermaid. Well, I hope one day that y'all can figure it out, you know, or figure out how to move on, however. And if you have, then you have. A ring, girl. You trying to keep Steven on his toes? Wow. Thanks, Mela. You're the real MVP. Golden nugget. Thanks, I appreciate it. How old are you? What's your astrology sign? We need to know. That's amazing though. I'm assuming the one that you want to get a tattoo with. Is that the same bird you were telling me about though? Or is the kiwi animal not a bird? I still need to do some detailed research, but I saw the picture yesterday. Hold on, let me catch up real quick. Hey, sometimes some doors shut while other doors open. Oh, it's the same bird? That's so fucking cool. I was like, I thought it was a bird, but I was like, I may need to reread. Leo of Passion. Yeah, it sounds like you got some ego in there too. Mela, you gonna tap into some of your cusp? Chaotic, crazy, and fun, and then hence the name. I'm definitely not calling you master. That was a slip up. He must like that. Yeah, look, the door shuts and another one opens. The door shuts, another one opens. Well, that's good to acknowledge. And that's awesome. Like, I definitely hope good things for you and the new chapters that await. It's like know your worth as a woman always, and a human, but definitely as a woman. And don't settle for less than you deserve, always, Definitely easier said than done at times, but you gotta know your worth, because if we love ourselves, then we allow people to love us in ways that, like, we want to be loved and taken care of, and vice versa. It's slammed on you. Download daily horoscope, you'll be able to see. I'll have to look if you're a cusp, though, in my book. Oh, he's definitely a Leo. Interesting. Bam is a Leo, too. Yeah, it is Virgo. It literally is the day that Virgo starts, but he may be a cusp. I'm gonna go look at my book real quick. Hold on. Be right back, but I did look it up. You are a cusp, and it says everyone has a day of birth page, and it says like a quote for your day of birth, your horoscope number. There's a bunch of stuff, but it says your day is labeled the lively precision, which is really interesting. And your number is your lucky number is 5. I'll get one more detail another time. BRB though, I'm gonna set up my dinner. And I was like, that was interesting. I was like thinking about it when I was reading it. But I want to check out everyone's like day of birth. It'll give me more of insights of like who people are. I really enjoy doing that. It used to be like a little party favor at my house. I would have people come in and read it, and even people that weren't really into like the stars and stuff and universal messages. It was interesting to see how some of those people would be like, yeah, that is like exactly me, spot on, if you're like honest about the approach. You should Google your birthday, like how it is as a cusp, because I honestly resonated with Taurus for the long. Sorry. I resonated with Taurus for the long time, but I'm actually a cusp, and it makes a lot more sense, like how I vibe with Geminis, and also like how I operate as a cusp, and I can see where I have like not internal battles, but I do see where it can be a little bit of a climb up the hill sometimes for me, because my Taurus side is really stubborn. The Geminis, the twins can be too, but they're more free, which sounds really funny, but it's interesting to learn, especially as I meet more Geminis here, and I've had like Geminis in my life. Oh, no Ouija board for me. That's a no for me. Each is their own, but that's a no. Don't be doing no Ouija board in my channel, boy. Oh, I don't trust mass majority of Geminis. There's a few that come in here, and I've had family members, and I've had many types of relationships with Geminis. Crazy. Can be fun, but all over the place, and I need to focus more on my Taurus side. Keep the twins in check. Can't be everyone having twins here, there, everywhere. I forget the website, or I did it several years ago, and I think I took screenshots, so maybe I can find the website on there. But you type in like your name and your birthday and stuff, so obviously it's like personal. But that thing is so on point. Like you're not putting like your social in there or anything, but wow, that thing is so on point. And I haven't listened to it in several years. Like even my day of birth book, I like to go back and reread it. Because your mind changes. You change as a human if you're open to it. And it doesn't have to be bad change. It could be for good. And like maybe your viewings on things change. Um, but I like that kind of stuff. I think every sign's a little nutty, you know? It's just finding what works. And if you know what is considered a quote unquote weakness, then you can work on it, you know? But if you're just like willy nilly about it and you don't care and it's just a shit show, then any sign can be bad. Oh my gosh, he's a Gemini. Oh my gosh, I'm dead. That's so funny. Girl. I don't know. I actually don't know what Aquarius and Gemini are together. Some signs are completely, totally compatible. If you don't believe in like the star stuff, so you could easily brush it off. But I do have like a relationship book too, and you can look up two dates and see how they work. Like if they're good as business, good as friends, good as relationship partners, etc. But it really depends. I mean, they're full of adventure and that can be fun. But I feel like mass majority of them, I'm not going to speak for all of them because like I said, if like any human, if you work on things that you know that are maybe considered a weakness, then you can make it a strength, you know? But if you don't, it just gets fucking nuts. So I feel like with Geminis, at least I've experienced, they have a lot of underlying issues. I've had many of them in my life. I've dated one as well. And yeah, definitely nuts. I I say that I had two moms and one of them was a Gemini. My brother is Gemini. I have friends that are Geminis. I just kind of have learned to deal with signs, all of signs, because there's definitely moments in time you don't get along with people. Like that's nobody's always going to get along, you know. You may mesh together better with some than others, but it becomes a like, how does ego deal with ego sometimes? It depends on like the frequency and the signs, to be honest. Like I said, some people vibe together better than others, but it's also like if we're all more a little bit more aware of like our characteristics, so to speak, even from the star signs, and then what we know about ourselves, then the world would be a more peaceful place and everyone wouldn't be chaotic and focusing more on the weaknesses, so to speak, than the strengths. Well, I was long winded, but Mela, good luck. I'm like, girl. Oh, he's getting a call now, y'all. Mr. Leo busy. Oh my gosh, I cannot. Maybe later. You stay off Tinder, that's my advice. Oh, your mom's one, girl? Those type of things I see as like signs. My my dad's a Sagittarius and I dated a few Sagittarius and I was like, I'm fucking out. And it is interesting, especially if you clash, because I feel like it's some underlining like connection where you're like with these people to learn more about maybe someone else that you're close to, you know? I'm not gonna be like I had daddy issues, but I definitely had some daddy issues. So looking back on it, I was like, holy shit. Like, I ain't dating my dad because that's gross as hell, but dating like clones almost. It's wild. What up, Polly? How's that lamb? You ate that lamb? Actually, don't tell me about the lamb, but what does that day mean? Maybe later. Geminis can be a lot of fun though, but I don't know. I'm trying to be nice because I never want to bash anyone, but I've definitely had my experiences. But I definitely, like I said, I'm a cusp, so I lean more into my Taurus side for sure. But the Geminis keep it fun and crafty and witty, and I don't know. Got to find a good happy medium. But really, with any human, you kind of just start to take notes naturally of like what may piss them off or what makes them happy, etc. Is there triggers? Because I feel like the Geminis have had some triggers. Yeah, girl, just have fun. Just have fun, you know? Just take notes from your mom, like what you learned from your mom, even though she's a woman. Like, think of it as like men are way different for obvious reasons. So, like, think about how maybe, if you and your mom clash, though, I'm sure there's times you don't, and then like focus on why do you clash? Because I'm not saying you guys are going to clash, but you're living it up right now, and things are fun, and they should be, and sometimes when serious stuff comes around, that's how you know if someone's good to handle things with or not. I've had some good times with Geminis though. Most definitely. There's someone that comes in here that's a Gemini, and I just laugh with them. Like, I really appreciate their humor, but they'll like not agree with me when I talk shit about Geminis, but they kind of agree with me. But I always say, like, we can't help who we are. You just kind of work with the tools of what you have, and even being a fucking bull, people are like, oh, you must be stubborn. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm fucking stubborn, but I've tried to like really tweak my stubborn on in good ways and not just fucking shit up ways. Is that from Dragon Ball Z? That's actually pretty funny. I'm like, wait, what? Mela still has his Pokemon cards. But have fun, live it up. I feel like sometimes like humans like almost get bored of each other, and then that's like no fun. You want someone that you can keep going on adventures with and you keep laughing. The laughing is the most beautiful part. I feel that. That's how you get better, and that's with any relationship. Doesn't even have to be romantic. It's how you get better. And you want to get better together. I think that's also an important piece because things aren't always like sunshine and rainbows, but to want to get better together is the selling piece. And there's not always the happy moments, but have more happy moments to outweigh any things that could be like a conflict. And I think, right, people just start to mesh together. Like, even when you're learning someone, like, you're like, oh, okay, I can see that this is offsetting, or this is awkward, or like there's a rise here. You can like feel energy, you know. It's to like want to once again get better, not to fuel each other, or like fuel each other in a good way, and not get worked up over little shit, you know? Because I feel like sometimes that's easy for humans to do in all relationships, but it could all just be underlying issues because we're all like injured children. We're like adults that have like inner child stuff to still work on, whether we acknowledge it or not. Me, that's why you're here. Virgos mesh with Virgos. You know, a lot of the stuff I always say could be very vague, but it's an energy thing. And when I started really picking up on like the signs that I really got along with, and then some of them that there were quirky moments I had to take a step back, like, what is this? How do I react? How are they going to react? And I just started learning like patterns within the signs. Now, everyone is totally different. And as mentioned, you can study your weaknesses more than your strengths, and then how does that work out for you? Or you could take your weaknesses, so to speak, and turn them into strengths. So it's like finding like-minded individuals, really, because I think even people that are considered on maybe another path align with people that are on a different path because maybe they need a perception change. So that's where I keep it open. Like, even if I see common similarities within signs, or I mesh maybe more with a sign than another sign, I still once again get along with all signs. I've just personally like dived in more on like why with some signs do we have friction, you know? I'm like, are y'all keeping up with me? Because I'm over here like, I feel like I'm making sense, but it's just like how I kind of just navigate through life, because it helps me understand people better, and it helps me understand myself better too, because I'm like, okay, with this person, they may have higher anxiety than me. Am I going to be the one that drives the boat home safely while they are like breathing in a paper bag? Or are we both going to panic the fuck out and drown, you know? So like, I don't know, like I've just noticed situations with like certain signs too, because I've had so many different chapters in my life, and I've said it before, of like hanging out with certain signs like hardcore, and I look back and I think they were like learning lessons because it is stuff that I believe in. Okay, good. Okay, good. She's like, what the hell are you talking about, girl? I'll have to do tarot readings on live one day. I've been wanting to do it, but I'm like a little nervous on doing it. But that is stuff I really mesh with. As I've gotten wiser on my spiritual journey, I don't use tarot as much as like an intuition thing, but it does help for people to see like a card or like symbolic stuff. And I do like to see the symbolic stuff too, when it's not intuition, like speaking. But I know that it resonates differently with people. But that's definitely like a dream for mine, is to do like readings and like have like a coffee shop. Churcher. I say all the time too, though, we can all teach each other things. Because even with signs that I mesh less with, they've still taught me things. So I try to take the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the beautiful and mesh it all together in whatever it comes up with. But I like to take notes because I also believe that lessons repeat until learned, and I was seeing common like patterns in my life that I was like, okay, this is no coincidence. How can I dive deep into this? And how can I like get out of like XYZ routines with like common signs? Yeah, Shayna Miller just started coming around not too long ago, but a fresh breath of air. And maybe later too. He's always on tender though, so I don't know. But he seems alright. I'm just kidding. He's a stand up guy. Oh shit. And so I'm like, do you need a timeout? That should be your Tinder bio. You're welcome. I agree, Polly. I know. Wishy washy, I know. I feel like that could be like defined as many things though. But I get what you're saying. I just feel like the wishy washy stuff comes from like a lack of self care and love and self examination. Or it could be taught from others. Oh no, beach, no. Well, what can you do? Is there like, I'm assuming there's maybe like a boardwalk or something, but I don't know if it's open. Like shelter, like a canopy or anything. Oh my gosh. You're like, wake up, wake up. We got shit to do. That's unfortunate about the rain. But maybe you can find something else. Gotta go like bowling. Yeah, I agree, Mama. Rock candy. Ew. Actually, I like rock candy. I don't like the pop rocks though. I'm thinking about just like choking. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, I love me some taffy though. Oh my gosh. Made me think of taffy by the beach. Good people are hard to find though, so you really have to cherish them. It's like fluffing their pillows. You gotta do it. Yeah, when you work so much too, it's like catch up. It's like literally catching up on rest if you're lucky, if you're not doing other shit. But you're like, wake up, wake up. Yeah, I feel like I'm rounding up some really awesome people. I honestly have like given so much thanks to the universe. I'm like, you know what? I feel the good vibes coming, and I'm like, I'm good. And like I said, I'm willing to weave through some fucking trolls at times to find the dimes and the dozens and the good folks, because they really are something to cherish. And the laughs, like I appreciate the laughs. I've been like tears here from laughter, and honestly, had some like really good down to earth conversations. It's light and fluffy like a pillow or some cotton candy. Yeah, word is everything, and it's really hard nowadays. I feel like a lot of that's not everything, and then people do on to others they definitely wish wasn't done upon to them. So it's like wild to me where the world has gone, or humans really. But it's really just passed down generations of shit, and people have got jaded and they've become little twats themselves. It really is like it takes bigger people to be the bigger person, and it's definitely hard to do. But I think that doors will shut and other doors will open, whether it be humans, opportunity, job opportunities, money. Yeah, I don't understand the Davy stuff. I just like asked Davey, this was like a long time ago. I was like, where have you guys been? And he said some falling out happened. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, the less I know the better. But I never want anyone to feel like they can't talk or chat or vibe, and we were all buddies at one point, and maybe it is a misunderstanding and it comes full circle at some point, but everyone has to be at their own understanding to move forward too. Um, I'm assuming you mean Davy. Pico, what up? Pico, everyone say hi to Pico. What up, dude? What's poppin'? What'd you do this weekend, Pico? Davy sprinkles himself in here every now and then. I don't know how often he's doing his lives, but he'll be back around. I mean, I don't do the Discord shit. I was on there for 5 seconds and things just got weird, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good with that. And my old phone couldn't even handle Discord. I'm sure there's no hard feelings. I'm sure with everyone. I mean, like we all have to like just like I don't know. Humans have to find like polite ways to work things out, and that doesn't always fucking work when people have like feelings involved or emotions or feel like XYZ happen. So sometimes time has to let it like heal itself just a little to be able to discuss it. Some people just move on through, and some people hold things on tight and never let go. I don't think it's like that though. Yeah, quality, not quantity, for sure. 100%. Chur, 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 chur. Thailand. Oh my gosh, how many girlfriends you got over there right now, Pico? Pico's a little slut. Oh, Discord was like went 0 to 100, and I was like, I'm fucking out. You see me when you see me. You got something to say? Drop it in the chat. And I wanted to be on Discord because I understand some things are privately spoke about, but that just opens a whole nother fucking can of worms, and I'm just not with it. Oh yeah, the live stream shit can be crazy. This is chill though. But lately it's like I say a couple words and it's like triggers out there and they flood in with some crazy shit. So, I started meeting some cool people like the newer mods that you're seeing in here. That I was like, you know what? I am meeting cool people along the way, and I look forward to seeing the blue in the chat when it is going a little bonkers. Shanna, someone had a profile picture the other day of a ball sack, literally, and said hi. That's fucking usually Pico. His old ass puts said hi in here, and I'm like, oh Pico, but they said hi, and Polly and Hepno, this other person, caught it. Mello was letting it hang out. And I was like, what are they talking about? I thought it was like something I couldn't fucking see. And I was like, what is happening? I'm like, I'm so lost. And I was behind in the chat, like hella behind in the chat responding. And I scroll back up and I'm like, oh my God. So the new joke is they go to the DDJ. The person's name was Dirk or something. And I was like, yeah, they go to the Dirk Dangling jail or Dangler jail or the Dirty Dangler jail. I'm like, I ain't playing around with that shit. Oh, when I saw the dick and balls, I was like, oh my God. I actually was like, I had sunburn. Fucking Bama was like, you look, or I don't think it was actually Bama. He just chimed in later on it, but they were like, why is your face red? I'm like, nah, y'all. I got sunburn. I was fucking dead. Yeah, put some ranch on it. I was like, oh my God, cover that shit in ranch. I thought it was pretty clever though. I mean, usually they just come in saying raunchy ass shit and you're like, what the fuck? And it's like brain rot. And some of them get obsessive, especially if you get behind the chat. Like they'll just plaster the chat and like crazy ass shit. But the dick and balls was definitely clever because they didn't even say anything raunchy. They just said hi and left that shit chilling. I was dying. I felt like I was like 10 years old again. I thought it was fucking hilarious. No, like your profile picture, Pico, you see how everyone has a little circle? Well, you could barely see it, so now I'm investigating profile pictures, y'all. The profile picture was literally a dick. Like, I don't even know if it was in someone's hand. I don't even know. It was just very clear once I realized. Because normally I don't be looking at all that. Like, if I start to see people saying things like that I'm like is cool or whatever, maybe I start peeping people's names more and stuff like that, and like their profile pictures. Now I'm like, oh shit, they done got my ass. I'm sure they thought it was hilarious. It sat there for a good hot minute. Shout out to Polly. Oh my God, Pinocchio. Yeah, Pinocchio sideways. Pico, was it you? Pico, was it you? I should put that as the question or the poll in the chat. Everyone would say yes. I was like dying. Mela felt so bad and I was like, it's okay, y'all. I don't expect you to use your wrenches. Like, and it really just weeded itself through because it was just said hi. Some people just say that and they have normal profile pictures. The only person that really uses that, I mean, said hi has a lot of different energy to it, but Pico uses said hi. And oh, speaking of, your ears were burning. Bama, you changed your profile picture. I can't believe you changed it from the geese. Oh my gosh, your ears are burning. Yeah, honestly, you probably wouldn't have seen it either. There were a few mods in here. Bama be hitting people. We were just talking about the DDJ Dangler. He ain't let it go. I still think it's fucking hilarious. We all got trolled. But it was a funny moment. Usually, like I said, they say just some raunchy ass shit. And then of course you get hidden. This person was a little bit more clever. Yeah. Are you back from Tinder? Yeah, no danglers. And then Shayna's like, maybe later. I know she's talking about maybe later, but I'm dead. That's hilarious. Oh, blind. Yeah, you probably think that Bama's profile picture isn't a dangler either. You look closer, you'll see it. Oh, it actually says one love. That's so funny. That needs to be a reminder for us. Yeah, Bama don't fuck off. He be cussing people out straight up. Shut up, Bama. You need a timeout. Yeah, don't look. She's like squinting. And I had the little silly glasses on and shit. I was like, oh my god, y'all. Actually, I don't even know if I had the glasses on that live. I was dead. I literally, when I seen it, I was like, oh my god. I thought the other people talking, I've been scoping out like a couple other people to be mods. And I just didn't know if anybody was yanking my tail because you really don't know on YouTube, y'all. If you know, you know. And I didn't know if they were yanking my tail and shit. And they're like, are you kidding me? Y'all don't see that? And I was like, no. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh shit. There it goes. Yeah, we love some Bob Ross too. It was a good laugh. Obviously, I keep saying that. What you been doing today, Bama? Yeah, you telling everyone about Marley, the apple of your eye? You need to do a One Love profile picture with Marley's face. Yeah, have you heard The Love Generation by Bob Sinclair? Shout out to Steven for remembering because I didn't remember. I was like, is his name Bob? And I'm like, nah, it can't be another Bob. But yeah, it is another Bob. Bob Sinclair. We listened to that this morning and started our morning with some Love Generation. No, I haven't heard that. He's like one love, y'all, with his rose-colored glasses on. He's like one for the homies, one for the road, and 5 right now. Hold on. My phone's dying, so I'm gonna plug it in. Yeah, that sounds like so old school. I remember like recording ringtones and shit back in the day. Yeah, Dirk the rock star. Dirk probably still listens, y'all. He was like, oh, I was in there for a whole fucking hour. Got all those motherfuckers. He's like, save the chickens, but let the balls dangle. Them dirty Dirks. Them dirty Dirks Dirkin. There's gonna be a song, y'all. Do you could still pay for ringtones? Is that a thing? Oh, what the hell? That's a no for me. What? I didn't know that was a thing. I don't think I've ever looked, but that's wild. Oh my god, Bama, how many ringtones you done bought? That's crazy. How much per ringtone? Don't do it, girl. And don't be like, I did it. Don't do it. Save the motherfucking chickens. Bark, bark! Hoo-doo-doo! I told you the summon works. You'll be hearing me and you're like, is that Dutchie? That's Dutchie. $3? What the hell? That sounds like when you pay for music at the bar, even though it is cool to like be able to listen to your own music and shit, but hell nah. Back in the day you could just like record it. That's crazy. That's like a whole drink. That's a two combos at Sam's Club. That's a no for me. I'm frugal McGrugal, y'all. There's just some things that I'm just like, it's so silly. Or like when people play, don't tell me none of y'all fucking do this. When people play games on their phone and they go and buy things for the fucking game, do not tell me you're a victim of that because we may need to do a course where we work through that because oh my god, that drives me nuts when people do that. They're like, yeah, I've spent like $100 on this game that you're never gonna touch. Like, and it's like a little bit different than these expansion things for video games, but it's still like on the phone is even worse in my opinion, or you're like gambling and shit. Damn, happy hour ended. You always ask the same question, Chair. I'm like, Chair, how old are you? Yeah, Mela has a whole list of ringtones. Bama's over there like I can't tell her how many ringtones I got. She gonna yell at me. Enough is what? How old? Why do you ask the same shit every time? It's cool if like you if you want to hang out, but you ask the same stuff every time. Let me guess, that's you in your profile picture? Shayna, don't look. It's a dirty D. Ooh, violin version? That sounds good. What do you mean, like, for ringtones? Girl, you better not be riding those ringtones. And don't be going over there and getting that $550 beer. Then you may buy that ringtone. Oh my god, but if you saw it, you're like, I may spend $3. Bama done scoped him out. You're like, yeah, yeah, I do it for the violin. I do it for Billy. Yeah, I saw bare minimum because obviously I'm living, so I appreciate that. I'm like, I mean, hey, some people don't have a channel and they chat. I'm not judging people, but I mean, if I'm seeing the same shit every time, I'm like, wait a minute, why is this like feeling like deja vu? Girl, you tapped into that Gemini spirit. Aquarius should not be drinking anyways. Each is their own, but y'all just be drinking the fountain water, be getting crazy. My mom's an Aquarius and she should not be fucking drinking at all. I have a good girlfriend that's Aquarius and she actually quit drinking too because it's just she got wild. It's never just one drink. Hit him with the bam and the wham. You call him Bam Bam, like the Flintstones. There was a Leo in here earlier, Bama, full of lion energy. Nah, that may be just a country thing, Bama. It may just be a country thing. Oh my god, girl, that's a no. I've never done those, never gonna do them. I've watched people just ruin their lives on them. Just, it's wild to me. Stay natural. I'm only gonna remove that for obvious reasons, but you just gotta stay natural. You gotta take care of yourself. And you're also a teeny tiny, like, you just, like, you definitely, I'm sure things hit you faster too, and when you think you're tough and you're just like, yeah, you just keep drinking, keep doing, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I drank more than my body weight. Oh, don't be sorry. I just don't want anyone seeing that. I don't want to, like, provoke nothing. Well, that could be something good to lean on, like, where if he's not doing it, then you don't want to do it, you know? That's how you drove your cars. What the hell? Yeah, R&B Natty Lights. Dude, on the rocks yesterday, I saw Natty Lights and I thought of you. I was like, oh, Shayna. And literally, you're like, girl, I quit. Them 550 beers. And be popping them and I'm done. I just hate how alcohol makes me feel. Like, I don't know. I used to drink like a fish, y'all. I'm a party. I'm a hoot. And I'm a happy drunk. Like, I don't be getting into and shit. Now, I throw some bows if I got to, but primarily very happy drunk. But I just didn't like feeling like shit. And I'm an early bird. So waking up and like having like an internal clock and feeling like shit at 2, like, and don't go back to sleep. Like, definitely a no. And then when I worked like a 9 to 5, like, it was just brutal. Lack of sleep and just partying and definitely some good memories, but I don't like feeling like shit. And plus, I used to smoke cigarettes, and when I would drink, I would just smoke so many cigarettes. It's like disgusting. Yeah, you're not even like, you feel like maybe you're enjoying yourself, but are you just like letting go of something? Are you like, I don't know, burying something? Because I feel like when anyone's like looking for a way to not, I don't want to be like in the right mind, but I feel like there's just ways that people handle stuff, and like sometimes you just go overboard, you know? And I was like a social drinker too, so like I like just being around, talking, laughing with people, like similar to you too, but you throw some drinks in there and then people get emotional. Sometimes you deal with all kinds of different people drinking, and then other people may be doing other things than just drinking, you know? Oh my gosh, Flintstone vitamins were the shit. They were so good. I can like taste them. Oh my gosh, Shayna. Don't be showing your whole ass. Yeah, you want to be a rock star or a DDJ star? Yeah, I honestly, I didn't like to pay to feel like shit either. I was just over it. And sometimes, like, you know, if you're hanging out with the same people drinking all the time too, it's like lonely souls together. You can have fun and have memories too, but I don't know. I noticed like a couple places that I would go to, I would consider myself like a regular, so to speak, and these other people are regulars. You all start talking, you're hanging out, vibing, maybe you hang out outside that place. then there's a lot of things that tie together on like how sad people are sometimes, and maybe that's like their outlet, you know? But there's so many better outlets out there, and you don't want to feel like you destroyed something based upon a decision that didn't need to be made, but figuring out why do I want to feel like this, you know? Yeah, my mom, she pours them back like water, and she just goes bonkers, dude. Just bonkers. Like I've never even actually I have seen other incidences, and my girlfriend, she's Aquarius too, and she quit. It's been years now, but she quit, and even when she had visited me for 2 weeks, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna drink anything. And then I was like more of a casual drinker anyways, but I knew not to even like be like, you want to have a glass? Because she just doesn't need it, you know? And I didn't need it either. So, but it's interesting. She's done some wild shit, though. I'm talking about wild shit. Like, she almost tried to fight my ex-boyfriend and stuff. It was crazy, and she didn't even remember it, like, at all. And you know, you never really know, like, are people just not wanting to show their whole ass and stuff? But there was way other crazy situations. I would never like unfold her story like that, but she definitely should not be drinking like ever. I've had to like carry her out of bars and shit. Like, it's not good. So, I've always just been like the mom slash DD of like every situation. And I noticed that happened to me a lot. So I never really got, oh, I would drink, don't get me wrong. But I always felt like I had to be less than everyone else because I felt like I was responsible for people. And that was not a good feeling, like at all. Because people would get trashed, and I would like end up, you know, like, well, like make sure if they need a ride home that I can drive them home, you know. It's wild. Hi, Polly. Welcome back. Gym buddies? Do you have some gym buddies? And it's like some like people just can't casually drink. They just want to keep drinking, you know? So like you know if you can't just casually drink. Like I'm at a point where I could, but I just don't have as much interest. I had a pina colada a couple weeks ago, and honestly, like it was just like, it was okay. It was fine. It was like, yay, pina colada. And I'm like, wait, this is pina colada. But it's like, I don't know. It's not. Oops, sorry, y'all. I will say I definitely love a good night on the dance floor and throw back some whiskeys, but like I feel like as you get like never older, you get wiser, right? You just have a different desire for things. Sometimes you go back, sometimes you quit again. It's just like this is the will and the drive. No, don't be summoning them in here, Bama. Yeah, I'd be having like bro chats at the gym. How much can you lift, bro? Workout buddies can be good in general because you can push each other for sure and motivate each other. And it can be fun. You can be laughing. It doesn't have to be like torture, you know? Like doing the bike with y'all on live. Like, oh man, I gotta take this call. Hold on. Doing the bike on live though, definitely. Sorry, y'all. Hold on.